All right, everyone. Welcome to the second episode of the Tutor Talks podcast. Just in case no one got why we call it that, Rudy is my math tutor, so that's why we named it that. I realized I didn't articulate that well last time, so I'm doing that here. Also, we have a logo in the works, so next time we'll have a logo. That'll be pretty cool. And since we last did this, I changed my hair, so that's pretty cool. And we have some more NBA basketball to talk about. You have anything, Rudy? Anything you want to say?
Not much
All right.
going
Oh,
on.
also, I got a lot of requests to make it shorter because it was really long last time. It was an hour and a half. So we're going to keep it a little bit shorter today, hopefully around 40 to 45 minutes. So that's good. And oh yeah, also one thing happened to me since we last recorded, or I found out. I think this happened before, but I found out since we last recorded, and I tweeted it, but I don't know if everyone saw it. Did you see what happened to me?
Well, to you, no.
No. Okay, so do you know how Kendrick Perkins and Kevin Durant are kind of beefing right now?
Yeah.
So I went to go look for the tweets that Kevin Durant was tweeting, and I couldn't find them. So I typed in his handle and everything. I couldn't find it, and finally someone tagged him in something. So I clicked on it, and I found out he blocked me on Twitter.
Kevin Durant blocked you?
Yeah, Kevin Durant blocked me on Twitter.
Nah.
I swear, I have it here. I have it somewhere in my camera, but I wanted to save that for when we were recording because I tweeted it, but I don't think you saw it.
That's
And
amazing.
yeah, so I was joking that when he's gonna take a jump shot, he's gonna think of me. He thinks of me. I'm in his head.
Oh my God! You know what you should do? Your next background should be that you were blocked by Kevin Durant, and you got to change your picture on Twitter to a cupcake.
Yeah, but I don't know why I blocked him. I haven't said anything. I know when he left OKC, I was really mad and I trash talked him a lot, but I haven't said anything bad about him.
You hurt his feelings.
No, because he engages with his fans a lot. So I was trying to get him to like one of my tweets to make my cousin Edson jealous. And so I tagged him and I said, oh, it would be so cool if Kevin Durant liked my tweet. And then he decided to block me instead.
I mean, you hurt his feelings. I don't know.
I don't know
what to tell you.
He's off. Look, hold up. I'm right there.
It's impressive.
I know, it is impressive. That's maybe in my bio. I should put blocked by Kevin Durant.
You should. Definitely something you should put up.
So, the first topic we're gonna get into right now is just we're gonna just cover what's happening right now with the bubble, with the situation, everything. So right now it does look like the NBA will come back. It's pretty secure, even though Florida is surging in cases.
Yeah.
Because they don't wear masks and stuff, and they're going to the beaches, and so that's actually crazy. How do you think they're gonna do that with the Disney employees?
I think they need to just bubble everybody. They were saying they were only gonna bubble players, but
I don't think that'll work. That won't work. Apparently the thing was they will never be in the same room or something, but you just can't do that. That's too risky.
Yeah, I just think they need to bubble everybody, especially because some players are bringing their whole families with them.
Well, okay, so I don't think you're allowed to bring your family until after the first round of the playoffs or something.
Okay.
And because right now, for the first couple weeks, you have to be alone. And Stephen A. Smith, he said that players are gonna break the bubble rules because they're horny. I thought that was pretty funny.
That's pretty weird, yeah.
But I don't know. He said that on ESPN. He was just but yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be hard, especially with everything going on right now. There's been a couple of people that have dropped out. Notable ones are DeAndre Jordan and Avery Bradley. Those are the top two I think of. Is there anyone else? The guy from Washington. He said he wasn't going.
From Washington.
David Bertans.
Oh yeah, the guy we used to play with first.
So yeah, so those three are the most notable names to step out. And even though Avery Bradley was one of the ones leading the march against social reform and all that, it was actually because his daughter
His son.
has a breathing condition.
Yeah, his child. I don't know if it's son or daughter, but yeah, his kid has a breathing condition and
He
rather
didn't.
not just risk it.
Yeah, and also I think he was afraid that she wouldn't get cleared for the bubble. And also another one was Trevor Ariza. Trevor Ariza was another one that
Yeah.
didn't get cleared for.
They're also saying John Wall won't play after they said he was going to.
Yeah, I think the whole John Wall will play is speculation, but like it's still. Oh, and Spencer Dinwiddie is up in the air because
No,
so
he's tested positive.
I know, but he's still thinking he'll go after he clears it. So he tested
Or
positive.
him and Jokic.
Yeah, well, actually, a lot of players tested. Jokic tested positive, but Heal tested positive. Three Pelicans. We just found out right before the. So I think a lot of the players are gonna clear it because the first game isn't set until like next month, like a month from today. So
Yeah.
it's a while, but most players think they're going to clear it or try and like recover and then go into the bubble once they're
Yeah, the
clear to the fire.
protocol is you got to test negative twice.
You got to test negative twice? Okay. So, but Spencer Dinwiddie, he tested positive, but he said he still might go into the bubble. He hasn't said yet. But DeAndre Jordan for sure just shut it down.
Yeah, he said he's not going for sure. I
Yeah.
wonder why that is. But
I think
no,
he tested positive and he just was like, you know what, I'm done. That was it. Like I'm not gonna risk it even more, you know.
that's true. Yeah.
You know, the one thing I heard is that the Nets were supposed to be one of the teams that were supposed to enter the bubble early. I think the Raptors are already there. The
The
Raptors,
Raptors have been there, I think. They've been there since like the beginning of the week.
yeah, and so the Raptors have been there, and I lost my train of thought. What was I gonna say? Oh, and so the Nets were supposed to go there early too, but they decided not to go, and they sent them back to New York, which I thought is a weird decision because that's also
A lot of teams are also isolating in their states before going.
yeah, I know, which is but like I don't understand why you'd send the Nets back to New York. I just think that's um kind of weird.
Yeah, I don't know why you wouldn't just want them there already.
All right. And so the next thing I kind of want to talk about is kind of like a transition in this is the most notable player, in my opinion, to step out was Avery Bradley, just because he's the most influential in the championship. Dwight Howard and Lou Williams are still apparently like deciding, but the most notable to officially say he's not going is Avery Bradley. And
I mean, I think Jordan was also a big one. DeAndre Jordan.
yeah, but
Just
the Nets,
he's a key rotation.
he is a rotation, but I think the Nets aren't too bummed about it because they weren't really gonna push for the playoffs, and it gives Jared Allen more minutes. So
Yeah, but Jared Allen that's the only center right now, isn't he?
oh yeah, Nick Claxton decided he wasn't gonna go either.
Okay, I don't know who that is.
He's like a backup center. He's a rookie guy. Yeah, I don't know. They're probably gonna sign a replacement player. Do you know any free agents? Boogie, besides Boogie, but Boogie said
Boogie said he's not playing.
I don't know. Maybe they could sign like Michael Beasley and have him play like a small centerish type role. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can find the four that can stretch it.
Okay.
I mean, the Clippers already started doing great things. They got Jakim.
They got Joe.
I think helps them.
They signed him earlier. They just extended him.
Yeah.
Season. It was.
I don't
think
think it's good.
he never played though. Him and Dion Waiters never played. They got signed around the same time, and they decided to not play. Or like
Yeah, I think that's good for them. I mean, they said the Nets did sign Theo Pinson.
Oh
no,
yeah.
they waived him. Never mind. I'm sorry.
No, they signed didn't they sign Tyler Johnson? The guy that Miami overpaid a couple years ago.
Well, I don't know. There's a lot of apparent free agent signings, but most of them are like the Cavs and the Suns and the Knicks.
Yeah, which is weird. I don't understand why I don't understand why the Cavs and Knicks are signing.
I mean, the only playoff team that made a move was I think the Rockets.
The Lakers.
They just signed David Nwaba.
And the Lakers.
On the Lakers.
So that was the next thing I wanted to talk about was J.R. Smith. So how do you feel about that replacement? I think it's actually a pretty good replacement.
I think it's a good one. It just hurts them defensively, just because
It,
Avery
it
Bradley
hurts
was.
them defensively, but I don't think they're losing much offensively. I think offensively, J.R.
They're
Smith.
gaining.
What?
I think they're gaining.
They're gaining. The only thing that was better about Avery Bradley is he had played this season, so he had a little bit of like rhythm and flow. But other than that, J.R. Smith has been training all offseason. I think J.R. Smith has a better ability to create his own shot.
Yeah,
which was
that's a
something
big thing that they're going with, and I mean, you want that to
which is
just
something
lighten
like
the load on
missing.
LeBron, AD, of course.
I just wish we had someone to guard Kawhi. Like now, I think Danny Green and KCP are going to be those guys. So, who do you think on the Lakers is going to absorb the most of Avery Bradley's minutes?
Alex Caruso.
Alex Caruso. I was thinking Alex Caruso, but I like Alex Caruso. I think Alex Caruso and KCP will get the bulk.
I think. Well, I think at point guard, because that's primarily what
Yeah,
you're.
but LeBron really, when Avery Bradley's on the floor, LeBron really plays point guard.
No, I know, but that's true. So you wouldn't be giving them to Caruso.
Well, no, you would because Caruso and LeBron have a great net rating
True.
together, like the best in the league. I
But
just
that's
think
what I was thinking.
KCP, a lot of the times KCP will be in there for shooting. It'll be KCP,
Yeah,
Danny, and the two bigs.
yeah. I don't know.
So
I just think they'll use J.R. Smith the same way they were using Avery Bradley, just a bit less though, and
yeah,
they'll just give most of those minutes to Caruso.
well, I think J.R. Smith, Kuzma, and Rondo are going to be running like a small bench unit sort of thing, like a spark plug scoring. Because the thing about Kuzma, people are saying, oh, he's had a bad season or whatever. He doesn't have his like role. Like whenever LeBron or AD don't play, either one of them, he goes for big games.
True.
So it's not like he just needs to figure out a better role while they're both playing. He's still the Lakers' third leading scorer.
Yeah. Oh,
So
actually, the Nets did make one signing. They signed what's his name, Tyler Johnson.
yeah, that's what I just said.
Oh, I didn't see that one. I like that one though. That's a good signing for them. They just, I don't know. At this point, they shouldn't really do much. It's not much they could do.
Yeah, the Nets. Well, I think the Nets. The main thing for the Nets is trying to shop Karis LeVert, Jarrett Allen, and all these guys because I think they want to trade for a third star. So if they get these guys playing big minutes, and do you think there's a chance that Washington steals the 9th seed from the Nets?
I still think it all depends on John Wall. Well, actually, no, not really. If you don't have Spencer Dinwiddie, I think it depends on whether they have Spencer Dinwiddie or not.
Oh, okay. So if Spencer Dinwiddie isn't playing, because I think the Wizards are still a couple games behind the Nets, and I think
Well, let's see. The Wizards are playing. Who are they playing?
the Wizards are 5.5 games behind the Nets.
But look, they're playing Phoenix. They just got to get within 4 to get one game playoff.
Yeah.
And I think
It's not a 1-game playoff. It's a 2. So
the 2 wins for the Wizards, 1 win for the Nets.
Yeah, 1 win for the 8th seed, 2 wins for the 9th seed. So I don't know. I think it's gonna be hard. I think Karis LeVert is underrated, so I think he'll get his buckets.
Well, the whole schedule thing, the teams are going to be playing the teams within their conference and within their division as well.
Well, I think it's kind of like remaining schedule, but like the teams that didn't make the bubble that were on your remaining schedule got replaced by other teams.
Yeah.
So
I think if the Washington and the Nets, they have 1 game against each other.
okay, so yeah, the thing was also like last game I said I thought New Orleans would get the harder schedule, and that's why I picked Portland to get in the playoffs or Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
I now switch my pick to New Orleans because they gave them the easiest schedule. New Orleans had the
they have a really good schedule, I think.
Well, they did, but I thought they were gonna make more. I thought they were gonna have them play the Lakers but they're not. They have an easy schedule. So the Lakers actually have the 3rd hardest schedule, but they only have to win 3 games to clinch the 1st seed.
Oh, okay. I mean,
but I don't even see the motivation for the 1st seed anymore. Like, unless you want to match up, like I think the only
really a motivation, but for them there was never really a motivation for first. As long as they were 1st or 2nd, they had home court, so it didn't really matter.
Yeah, it didn't really. Well, I think there's still like a difference between a Laker home game and a Clipper home game because even though there will be more Lakers fans at a Clipper home game, at a Laker home game there's no Clipper fans. That's the difference. It's yeah, it's absurd. Yeah, all right, so I kind of wanted to move on to our next topic. I'm trying to keep this video shorter than the last one. This is a trade that me and you had vastly different opinions on and disagreed on. And even though we're both Laker fans, we took it different ways. The
Yeah.
Anthony Davis trade. It
Yeah.
happened roughly a year ago today. Like it happened like after we recorded our last episode a
Yeah.
year ago. So who right now, if I asked you, who do you think won? Would you say the Pelicans?
Um, I don't know. You can't put a winner. I guess you can say who's winning right now. You can say the Lakers are winning right now just because they're on the verge of their championship.
On the
The
verge of
Pelicans are outside the playoffs right now, so you can't really say they're doing much.
the only
But
way I think you can say the Lakers lose this trade is if they match up against the Pelicans first round and lose, which God forbid would kill me. Would kill me.
no, I think the only way they lose is if they never win a championship with Anthony Davis.
Yeah, and I think they're going to win this year, so that's why I think Lakers won the trade. But I
Uh,
remember me and you got in an argument because you said you'd rather have like 10 years of contending rather than one championship right away.
course.
So because we both agree that the best player that was in the Lakers' young nucleus was Brandon Ingram. We both agreed on that.
And I
And
had a lot of faith going forward with Lonzo Ball. Not nobody else really did.
well, so I loved Lonzo Ball. I just thought there wasn't really a need for him on the Lakers with LeBron doing the playmaking. So the guy that we gave away that I think would be really good for the Lakers is Josh Hart.
Yep.
Because defensively they could use him. He can guard bigger guys, and he
Who
can.
was cheaper, him or Kuzma?
I think they're roughly the same. I think.
No, Kuzma's a second rounder.
Oh, but it's like a pick apart. No, they were both late first round. I thought.
Nope. Well, I think Kuzma was the second round.
I think Kuzma was like here. I'll pull it up right now. But I still think they're both their contracts like early first round pick and a late second round pick. The contract isn't that different. So yeah,
yeah.
he was a late first round. He was picked in the first round and with the 27th pick. So also, I just feel like for the playoffs, I'd rather have Kyle Kuzma than Josh Hart just because you need a third kind of scoring option when the games are slower.
Wait, Josh Hart was a later pick.
Yeah, Josh Hart actually got picked later. Kuzma got.
Get it.
And their contracts are basically the same. So
yeah.
And you know what? I think New Orleans wanted Josh Hart just because he complements the rest of those guys more, except for Lonzo.
I think because he's not ball dominant, and I think they already had enough ball dominant players.
I mean, Kuzma isn't really ball dominant either. I just think the role that Kuzma played with Lonzo is the role that they want Zion to play and not Kuzma.
The role Kuzma would take up is more offensive than Josh Hart. Josh Hart is mainly defense, so that's part of the issue.
Yeah, and the Lakers are a great defensive team. They're like I think rating wise they're like third, and then overall like because they have the two bigs and the perimeter, so I don't think they really need. Now that Avery Bradley's out, they could use a Josh Hart.
Of course.
But with Avery Bradley and KCP and Danny Green, I don't think they need. Maybe the only reason Josh Hart can guard like bigger guys, I feel like he's just I don't know why he's always had a knack for guarding bigger guys.
I mean, I used to see that a lot more before. I guess he's not getting the switches anymore because I haven't been
getting as many.
But yeah, I don't really pay too much attention to that because I haven't seen it recently.
Yeah,
it's probably he's just not getting switches, but yeah.
Yeah. All right, and so what happens if you think if the Lakers win the championship and Anthony Davis leaves? Who do you think wins the trade? But the Lakers win the championship.
Yeah. Okay. I mean, as of right now, they would win. It all depends on how long the Pelicans last with Lonzo and BI. Josh Hart, it really doesn't matter. It's a throw-in. But if the Pelicans go on and they're contending for like the next 5-6 years and the Lakers are back where they were 4 years ago, who wins? Like, obviously the Pelicans because they're still contending and we no longer have Anthony Davis. We're struggling again.
But what if we have a championship?
Even then, if it's just one championship and the Pelicans, even if the Pelicans, it takes them 6 years to get one championship.
No, but like what I'm saying is let's say the Pelicans like that core lasts for like 8 years or something, but it's like a KD Russ situation where they never win a ring, but they contend. Would you rather have that one championship for this 1 year or that 8-year run?
Well, I think you could have had an 8 year stronger run with LeBron and those three guys.
Well, I guess so,
That's
but
my point. It's just the trade for the Lakers is an immediate goal. So if that's all you're focusing on, then yeah, the Lakers win. But if you're looking at it through the Pelicans' perspective, where it's a long-term goal and it's a longevity goal, you have to wait it out to see who really wins.
okay. See, the reason I think that the Lakers win is because like I don't know if that New Orleans team will win a championship. The way Zion is progressing, he's progressing to be a superstar. Maybe they will, but we didn't really know that going into the trade. Like we knew he was gonna be good. We knew he was gonna sell tickets, but
But
we didn't.
you're focusing on Zion. I'm not focusing on Zion at all because it
No,
has nothing
well,
to
I
do
know,
with
but Zion's important to the trade, like because he affects their. He's their second to best play. Like he's him and Brandon Ingram are their two best players. We can agree
Well, I
on that.
mean, you still got Drew Holiday there.
Yeah, but Drew Holiday, he's still
Gonna leave.
good. He's obviously the best defensive player on the team. Um, but I don't know if his offense is like not as prominent as Brandon Ingram and and Zion. Like
I think he's stronger than Zion for sure. Brandon Ingram, he's just more able to use his abilities than Brandon Ingram. Brandon Ingram has way more ability than him, but as of right now, Drew Holiday is just the better player because of his experience in the game, you know? But
I just
I
think
mean,
Drew Holiday is averaging like less points. I think less assists because he only averages like 3 assists, and I think Brandon Ingram averages 5. So I
yeah,
just
but I mean, you gotta look at who he's playing with also. They're not giving him a lot of minutes with the guys that score off ball.
yeah, I guess so. I don't know. They're a good team. They're a good team. I just don't know, especially because Brandon Ingram is a free agent this year. He's a restricted
I
free
yeah,
agent.
I think it all depends on
How this free agency
how
goes.
how long obviously Brandon Ingram and Lonzo last there and how great they get to be.
Okay, so
Because
let's say
if in the
Brandon
next
Ingram, let's say Brandon Ingram bolts for the Knicks. Like let's say the Knicks, because the Knicks are supposedly going to offer him a max contract, right?
yeah,
If you are New Orleans, would you match that?
I mean, why wouldn't you?
I just think it's hard because then you're gonna have to pay Zion. You're already paying Drew, and you're gonna have to pay Lonzo.
Well,
Not maybe not max money, but you're gonna have to pay Lonzo some money. I think he's gonna be
okay, wait. So it's a small market team,
yeah.
which is a problem, right? You don't have to play Zion for 2 to 3 years, I believe. 3 years, right?
Who's
Because
gonna
it's 4 years.
years? I think it's 3 years because I think 2017 is the one. Well, so if you want a contract extension, you have to pay him 3 years, 4 years for free agency.
Okay, but the contract extension isn't that much. It's not max.
It is. It's a lot of money.
Yeah, yeah,
Because
but it's not max. But it's not max.
no, well, it's a max contract extension, which is like a hundred
Oh, you're
and
right, you're right.
million.
You're right. But okay, the way I look at it is they're not gonna they're trying to get rid of Drew Holiday.
Are they?
Yeah, they were trying to trade him this season. There's no need for him. He should have been gone by trade deadline, but they didn't get good enough offers. Um, if you're banking on Brandon Ingram or Zion, I mean Zion is looking great right now, but you're really gonna say no to Brandon Ingram now because you're hoping Zion Williams gets way better.
But Zion is averaging 24 points per game. I mean, the games he played, I know he only played 20, but he was dominant in those games.
20 games.
He
He didn't get a
flipped.
chance to hit the rookie. He
He
didn't get a
flipped
chance
their.
to hit the rookie wall.
He flipped their record though. Like as soon I remember, like they were underperforming the team that they had, and we thought it was a great team, right? It was a
But they
like
were flip
full team.
flopping because they started off good and then they went down and then they went back up, right?
No, they started off bad. They lost.
Oh,
Remember,
you're
at
right.
one point they lost 10 games in a row.
Yeah, and then they had a run and then they went back down.
It
Okay,
was.
but
I remember around like I think it was like November or December. They were playing terrible.
I just don't think you can bank on Zion now with 20 games under his belt. I think you need to
All right.
bank on him at the full season.
All right. Well, okay. So that's so I think that the Lakers obviously won the trade in the now. The only thing that I think really hurts the Lakers in this trade is the picks because the picks could go on a screw 'em. Like that's why I feel they gave up too much. Because I understand you can always like the players we had. I love those guys, but you can always draft new players.
No, you
Um,
can't. Not anymore.
Not exactly, not anymore. That's why I was mad about the picks. So I felt like we already gave a lot. We gave away like two of the best young talents in the NBA. I didn't think we needed to give away those 3 picks, but at the
I
same
don't.
time,
It's not as bad as the Nets trade.
it's not. Well, also the player, it's not as bad as the Nets trade because I think we gave up like the same amount of picks, but we also got like way better talent
Better
than the
players,
Nets
of
did
course, of course.
because
Yeah. So
Kevin
I
Garnett
mean,
and
it
Paul
couldn't
Pierce
be
were
as
like
bad
34.
wise.
Yeah.
It could be
And
bad pick wise, not player wise, obviously.
Anthony Davis is also just 26 years old, so it's not like unless he leaves, it's and I think Anthony Davis is going to resign. I do think I like right. There's no way he goes to Chicago. Chicago's a mess. That's really the only other place I can see him going to
Uh, I mean,
because of
it's
where
not
he's.
that I don't see him resigning, but I just don't
I
know.
think he's going to resign.
This year, I think this year the Lakers got really lucky in being able to sign a lot of people for the vet men.
I think. Well, also they had a max contract slot. Remember, they cleared up. It wasn't everyone didn't sign for the vet minimum. It was they had a max contract slot. Like they had a
No,
lot
no,
of money.
yeah. But so what happens next year when
Next
that
year
slot gets
they're gonna keep Danny Green. I think Avery Bradley's gonna stay. They're gonna re-sign. I think Dwight will take the vet minimum again, right? Do you think so?
I don't
I
know.
I think the guy that so I don't think they're gonna keep both JaVale and Dwight. I think one of those guys is gonna leave.
Well, you got to think about what happens when the Nets come around trying to squat up, find another guy.
Dwight Howard won't go. Dwight Howard. You think Dwight Howard's gonna join the Nets?
I don't know. What about JaVale McGee?
They're already paying DeAndre too much. They're like capped out. Like I remember that they trade a lot of players. The guy they're trying to get is Avery Bradley.
Did did uh did DeAndre Jordan sign a max or?
No, but he signed like 10 million over like 4 years or something. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
All right.
So
Okay.
it's a long contract.
I kind of want to move on
I don't
because
know.
I
I mean,
don't want
you
to
have
go.
the
All
Warriors. I don't know.
right. So, but in the current moment, it's looking like the Lakers. Because do you like the trade more than initially? Because I remember initially you were really mad about the
I
trade.
still don't. I still don't like the trade. I mean, I think they're gonna get accomplished what they want.
You had
But
to do it, dude. You had to. It's Anthony Davis, generational talent. It's a guy that's never gonna come around again.
are
Like
you saying we wouldn't have been in playoffs this year if we hadn't made the trade?
I don't know because I don't know if Brandon Ingram would have flourished in LA. I think he needed. I needed.
True.
He needed somewhere to be somewhere else.
You're right. You're right. But you also got to think about whether or not Kawhi or Paul George would have been here.
Okay, so the Kawhi thing. Well, first
Kawhi,
of
not
all,
Paul
would
George.
we have been able to afford? Would we have been able to afford Kawhi if we had kept the young guys?
We're gonna get all three without the young guys.
Oh yeah, you're right. Well, I don't know.
We would have had to get LeBron and Kawhi.
I don't think I just think the guarantee you can't risk having nothing.
Of course, you don't want the risk. I would have been okay with the risk.
I don't want the risk because I those 7 years of missing the playoffs, I didn't want to have to go through that. Like I didn't want to have LeBron and go through that. You know, like I didn't want. I also didn't think that the Lakers were the best place for those young guys. I wanted to see them flourish in another place because I knew that the Lakers weren't the best spot.
Not to say that it's LeBron's fault.
No, it's Luke Walton's fault. Can we agree it's Luke Walton's fault?
No.
It was.
No. I'm not saying it's LeBron's fault. I'm just saying him being on the team makes it hard for them to develop.
It does. It does. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll agree with you on that. All right, so
that's regardless of who's the coach.
we're gonna move on. We're gonna not cover this for as long as I thought we were gonna do, but do you want to get into? I was gonna because we talked about we broke down our playoffs last episode.
Yeah.
But we kind of skipped over this matchup. We both admitted they were really good teams, but we didn't really get into it. It was the Lakers and Clippers. This is like the most important matchup. I think it's the only one that really matters in this playoffs.
It's a great matchup. It's so hard. It's the only thing that would make it better is if it was no. The only thing that would make it easier to decide which team I'd want to win is if it was Lakers Boston.
Yeah. Well, okay. So the thing is, for me, it's really easy to decide which one I want to win. It's the Lakers because I'm a Lakers fan, and I haven't seen them win since 2010 when I was like 5, or I was 7 or something. I barely recall that championship. Like I don't remember it well. I was like 6.
I was in middle school. You have no idea.
like if I saw the Lakers win a championship in middle school, I've just had so much like championship heartbreak over these last couple of years with the Dodgers and everything. I just want to win one so bad. Like either team, either LA team, I want to see one. I want to see one. So, but I know which one I want to win.
Yeah.
I think right now, I think with losing Avery Bradley, I think because I had it at like a 55-45 sort of thing where I was favoring the Lakers, but I think it basically goes down to 51-49 without Avery Bradley.
I mean, to me, it's always been the same. It's been 50-50. I don't put too much on those bench guys. I mean, they're important and all, but if you're falling down to the bench guys, the Clippers take it.
Yeah, but the thing is the bench guys. So the bench guys for the Clippers, like, I think they have more talent on their bench, but it doesn't work as well together. Like the Lakers bench just naturally fits with all the shooting and all. It's like the opposite of last year's Lakers, where Med Johnson wanted to add all the playmakers or whatever.
I don't know. I think I take into big consideration the fact that the Clippers did add Joakim Noah. I don't think Joakim Noah is an amazing piece, but it is a big body, which at the beginning of the year, that's all that Dwight Howard was.
Yeah, but he's a finisher.
The beginning of the year, no, he wasn't. At the beginning of the year, he was just a big body. He was a center. That's all he was. Not to say he was never an offensive power, but he was an offensive defensive power. Was he an MVP? No, right? He was almost an MVP.
Yeah, he was almost 2009 maybe. He was
defensive player of the year that year.
Defensive player of the year.
But
I mean, okay, but this year he was amazing, like since the beginning of the year.
Yeah.
I think offensively he got into a little bit of a rhythm around November. I think it took a little bit, but
I don't know. Have you been keeping up with Joakim Noah or no?
Not really. I don't think he's gonna make that much of a difference. I really don't.
I just think that he'll be great. I don't think he's never been an offensive threat. Never.
Okay.
But he was known when he was with Chicago and they would go up against LeBron, he would make a problem for LeBron.
No, he's destroyed him in every series he's played. Like, I know he like slowed down LeBron, but it's the same.
Yeah, slowed him down. That's something. I mean, there's no stopping LeBron. Who's gonna stop LeBron?
No one's
exactly.
been able to do it. Well, except for Jason Terry.
Yeah. But I just think that's a big body that the Clippers didn't have. Before that, the big issue I had with the Clippers is that they were undersized. I think they're still undersized because Joakim Noah is not going to be getting like 30 minutes a night. But maybe his 5, 7, 8 minutes that he gets will help them out. You know, he has playoff experience, which I think can help out with Ivan Zubac. You know, I mean, if you think about it, who has Ivan Zubac had guidance from before?
LeBron.
No, as a center.
Oh, Tyson Chandler.
Oh, you're right. Well,
Tyson Chandler and JaVale.
I don't know. I just think that he can help out a little bit, and I think he helps them in that sense. I mean, to me, it's always been a 50-50.
Well, did Zubac go back to Europe?
I don't know. I think he did.
Because I know a lot of those guys, except for Jokic, are coming back in worse shape. Like, I heard Kristaps and Luka are both coming back in not the best shape. That's what I heard.
Really?
Yeah.
I think Zubac was here because I think I saw him at that paintball tournament the Clippers had.
Oh, okay. So we both agree that the Clippers' main advantage is their bench, specifically Montrez and Lou, right?
I think it's their bench scoring.
Their bench scoring, yeah. Because I don't think the Clippers' bench is significantly better than the Lakers' bench. I just think it's better at creating their own shots, which is.
Well, I just think they have 2 stars, and the Lakers don't really have a star on their bench. But as a collective unit, they are better.
Yeah, the one thing I wanted to say was, I don't know how much Lou Williams will be a factor in this series, because usually he gets a lot of his buckets in the fourth quarter. He's a closer, right?
Of course.
But defensively, he is a huge liability.
Okay, wait. But who's guarding Lou Williams?
Caruso. To close the game, Caruso.
Okay, that's true. That's a good matchup. I mean, but I still think Lou Williams could get something done.
So
Not in
you're
the fourth. No. Not in the fourth. Throughout the game.
throughout the game, yeah, but like where initially I was really worried he would do a lot of damage would be the fourth quarter. That's where like he
No.
becomes scary.
I wouldn't think about that because in the fourth quarter, you think the Lakers are going to be focusing on Lou Williams?
Well, no, that what I was worried about was that they would be too focused on Paul George and Kawhi. Lou Williams would just get easy buckets. But now I'm thinking he won't even be on the floor because they'll just attack at him, which is what they did in the last game, and it was not good for the Clippers.
Yeah, and I mean, I would say keep him off ball and just have him as a third option, but that he's useless like that.
He's not.
I mean, who's the last five on the court for both
And
teams?
also, do you think Montrezl Harrell will be on the floor at the end? Because defensively, he's okay. He's just small, so I don't know. I think the Lakers would physically dominate them.
I just think you have him as a 4.
As a 4, and who'd play the 5, Zubox?
Probably.
Because I remember the Christmas game, they did close with Harrell, Paul George, Kawhi, and Pat Bev. That was the closing lineup.
I mean, the only thing is if you do play Montrez at a 4, it gives them the advantage.
And who do you think? So do you think who do you think will get more playing time, Pat Bev or Reggie Jackson?
Pat Bev or Reggie Jackson? Pat Bev easily.
Well, okay, because the last couple weeks, Reggie Jackson was getting a lot more minutes just because they needed Reggie Jackson a lot more offensively off the bench, and Pat Bev really.
I mean, I think it matters more on the situation. If you're looking for buckets, then yeah, obviously Pat Bev. But I think against the Clippers,
you mean if you're looking for buckets,
Reggie Jackson.
Yeah.
Jackson. But I think if you're just looking to stop somebody, I mean, if it's Caruso on the court, because he's the most dangerous point guard the Lakers have right now. I mean, are you gonna?
The most dangerous point guard is LeBron.
No, I mean position-wise, not what they're playing. But I mean, if they're gonna have Caruso on the court or J.R. Smith, even you're gonna want Pat Bev there.
Yeah, true. Because J.R. Smith adds like a whole nother factor to it. I know he had that big fart in Game 1 of the 2018 Finals, but he's one of like only I think like 6 players in the last 15 years to have 15 points in the fourth quarter of a Finals game. Did you know that?
Off the bench, right?
No, just total. It's LeBron, Steph Curry, Russell Westbrook, Kevin Durant, Dirk Nowitzki, and J.R. Smith. Those are the only 6 guys to have 15 points in the fourth quarter in like the last 10 or 15 years. I can't remember what the exact number is, but he's a good Finals performer and he can score.
Okay.
So he has.
So who are your final 5 for the Lakers?
So it depends on if they're in the lead or if they're trailing.
Okay, they have the lead.
If they have the lead, I go Caruso, Danny Green, LeBron, AD, JaVale.
Okay.
And if they're losing, I think you put AD and LeBron at the 4, and then you put Caruso, Danny Green, and KCP or J.R. Smith, whichever one for more scoring.
Okay, the only issue I see with that is if the Clippers go with Montrez at the 4 and they put a big in there.
Yeah, well, so the only thing is that's just for like scoring, like that's if they're behind it.
In either one of those lineups, if they're down, they're playing small ball, and you can keep actually, I still wouldn't want to put Montrez at the 5.
You get toasted.
So if you put Montrez at the 4, it makes them a lot more dangerous because then you have 3 bigs basically with Kawhi at the 3.
Yeah, it does. It's scary. So the thing is, I think the Lakers are like perfect this season when they're going into the fourth quarter leading. And I think that will be like the key to this series. Like they're undefeated the whole season. And that will be the key is getting the lead early on in the game.
I just think the Clippers have better one-on-one matchups. As a team, as a whole team, the Lakers mesh a lot better.
Lakers mesh a lot better.
But individually, like individual matchups, I think the Clippers win, no matter which way you put it.
And who do you think's a better coach?
I mean, I've always liked Frank Vogel.
I
just think he's always done a lot with less.
Yeah, me and you were like I wouldn't say me as much as you, but you were a huge fan of Paul, the Indiana team with Paul George.
Yes,
That
100%.
like he's your favorite player. I love that version of like I like him a lot more then than I did now because he reminded me a lot of Kobe and he was like very like fierce. Right now, I think after the injury, he's been a little like passive aggressive. I would say like he forgets he's still explosive. You
Yeah, he
know,
does.
so I don't know. But Frank Vogel was the coach of that team for people who don't know, and
Yeah,
so that's why he's always been a huge fan of Frank Vogel. I didn't know as much about Frank Vogel until this season
yeah.
because I knew he coached Orlando after Indiana,
Give
right?
him a year or two.
And it wasn't good. But the real reason for that was because Orlando sucks. It wasn't his fault. So I was a little bit like I was a little bit sketchy on the hiring. I was a little bit nervous about the hiring of Frank Vogel, but it all worked out in the end. He's been great. I think he's
Yeah,
a
he does.
better coach than a lot of
And
people.
LeBron was a big fan of him too. So
LeBron was a big fan of him. Everyone thought they were gonna bring in Tyronn Lue, but like that negotiation didn't work out. And I'm actually happy it didn't. Like it, Frank Vogel is my guy.
that
Like
wouldn't have been well. I don't think that would have worked.
it. Well, and so apparently Jason Kidd is like everyone was also worried that Jason Kidd was gonna try and take Frank Vogel's job.
He's going to the Nets,
He's
right?
going to no the Knicks. He already coached the Nets.
Oh yeah, the Knicks. He's going to the Knicks. You're right.
Yeah. So or it's not confirmed, but this taking that job was a really smart move for him.
I just think the Knicks should get Mark Jackson. Later discussion. Later discussion.
You just want to see him you don't want to hear him on the broadcast anymore.
I love Mark Jackson as a coach.
Yeah, I do too. I met him at SneakerCon a couple years ago. It was cool. I do think Mark Jackson should get more credit for the Warriors. He doesn't get the credit he deserves. Like I understand that Steve Kerr changed their offense, but defensively, those principles that those teams had, especially you can see it early on in 2015 and 2016, they learned from Mark Jackson.
100%.
So and Steph Curry got a lot of his playmaking skills. I know he used to do a lot more pick and roll
So they Klay Thompson. Yeah.
back in the day, but like they learned their skills from Mark Jackson. All right. So I still think the Lakers are the favorites in that championship just because I think their duo is better. Right. I think LeBron and AD are better than Kawhi and Paul George and both fit and talent.
I just think the Clippers have more talent.
Overall? Well, okay, so the Clippers
Overall.
might have more talent, but it doesn't fit as well together.
Yeah, but they have
And
more talent.
I do think LeBron is the best player in the series.
Yeah.
And
Nah, I don't know.
and Anthony Davis is the third best player. I think Kawhi is the second best player. I think Kawhi can be the first best player, but I think LeBron is
I think first is a tie, and then
AD.
obviously Anthony Davis, and then Paul George,
Okay.
and then Lou.
So Lou Williams. I think Lou Williams. So I heard someone say Alex Cruz is better than Lou Williams straight up. I'm not that delusional. I know Lou Williams is a better basketball player. But for playoff basketball, Lou Williams or like Alex Caruso just might help more than Lou Williams.
Overall, Alex Caruso's almost there just because he plays well defense,
He
but
plays such amazing. He's like the
I think
like
Will's
sixth
offense
best
is
defensive
too.
rating. Well,
Yeah,
also like the Clippers were supposed to be the team with the defensive like the Lakers have really shown to be that team. And
yeah,
they are losing a little bit with Avery Bradley, but I still think the anchors of the defense are the three bigs: Anthony Davis, JaVale McGee, and Dwight Howard.
LeBron. Well, not Dwight Howard anymore.
With Dwight Howard and LeBron, the LeBron has been great defensively too. I did not. I didn't see LeBron being great defensively. I was actually surprised by that. All right, so we're gonna move on to our last topic. I think the Lakers are going to win that series. Oh, so my series outcome is Lakers. Yours is up in the air, right?
It's 50-50, yeah.
Okay. So we're gonna go to the NBA awards now. I had Rudy write down a couple of his things. We wanted to do comeback player of the year, just like really quickly. I don't think that's an actual award, but who's your comeback player of the year?
I say Dwight.
Yeah, that was who I was gonna choose too, Dwight Howard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I didn't know who yet, but then I thought about it and I was like, Dwight.
Dwight
100%.
Howard. He's had a great season. He's been one of the main anchors of the Lakers defense. We've been
Yeah,
talking about him a lot. So he's been important to a like championship contender. And if he
yeah,
decides to sit out, that would swing the series. That would be
it
hard.
does. It does swing
Yeah.
it completely.
So he's still up in the air, and that's the only guy I'm really, really nervous for. Um
Yeah,
but other than that, yeah, so Dwight Howard is our comeback player of the year. Both of us have agreed on
100%.
that.
Yeah.
So who's your rookie of the year?
Our rookie of the year is Ja Morant for sure.
Yeah, my
He's
rookie
going
of the
the
year.
whole season.
So my rookie of the year is John Morant right now, and I think he deserves it. Like he's led them to the eighth seed. He's averaging 18 and 7 or something like that. He's Everyone slept on him. Me and Rudy made like standings for the beginning of the year, and we had him as like the worst team in every single
Yeah.
one. We just had no respect for the Grizzlies. So yeah, John Morant, I think. But what if Zion comes back in this Orlando thing? What if he averages like 25 and 10 and leads the Pelicans to the playoffs? You don't think he can steal it?
If as long as the Grizzlies aren't completely out of it, if they're the ninth seed even, I think he takes it. And even if he's only averaging like 16 points.
No, but the thing for me is like they would play each other in that playing tournament, right?
Yeah.
If Zion like leads them in, like that's basically a playoff series to see. And
True.
if that is part of the voting, I don't know. I think that would churn some.
I mean,
So
you think John Moran will do nothing in these like 8, maybe 9 games?
no, I don't. But I think
Okay.
Zion, like I'm saying, if Zion matches up against Jaw and beats him, like and dominates the series, I think that you don't think that could switch the vote.
No, because I don't see John not doing anything. I see John being just as dominant and carrying his team. Even if he loses, he carried his team all the way
He's
the whole
not
year.
carrying his team. Neither of them are carrying their team. They're both the best, like the best or second best player, but neither of them are really carrying their team. Because
Ja is not the second best player on that team.
no, I know. I'm saying Zion's the second best player on his
I know,
team.
but I'm saying Ja's been the best player on that team since the beginning of the season.
Yeah, Jaren Jackson has been good too. No disrespect to
He's
him, but
been
John
great, but
Morant
he
has
hasn't
been.
been as consistent as
Oh,
Ja.
yeah, right. John
So
Morant.
he's basically carried that team the whole year. That's my
All
point.
right, so both of our picks are John Morant. I think it could change,
Yeah, I
um,
don't.
but I don't think that it's made up. All right. Oh my God, did I just delete my thing? I think I might have
I
just.
don't know. I need help. I need help with this one. The six man.
All right, six man. I had a couple written down. I think I accidentally just deleted it, like my phone
Okay.
or something. But so I had a couple picks. My first
Who?
pick is Dennis Schroeder. I think he is the guy
Okay.
that took like I think he also is one of the players that has an argument for most improved, but he's
I don't think so. I think he's been consistent the past couple of years. Really consistent. So ever since the
but
Hawks.
this year I think he's been one of the best six man.
Okay.
He's been amazing. He's been terrific. I think the other ones are Montrezl Harrell. Montrezl Harrell is
Okay.
my runner up.
I saw
Um,
that also.
I don't think Lou Williams is going to win it because he's won it like 2 years in a row already. I just don't think it's realistic to give it to him for a third straight year. And Lou Williams, I guess, is third. But
Okay.
and
I
Dwight, I had Dwight as an honorable 4, but I don't really think he's had as good a season as these guys.
yeah. I mean I think Lou Williams, of course, he's always in consideration. And I saw Dennis Schroeder and Montrez. I think it depends how these last 8 games go. Except Dennis Schroeder won't be able to. Oh no, Dennis Schroeder's part of that. So yeah, it just depends on these last 8 games.
Okay. What's the next award? Because okay, hold up, I got it back.
The next one is most improved.
I accidentally deleted my note. Okay, I brought it back. All right. Six man Manchester. Oh, most improved. Okay. So my most improved, I have 3 players, or I wrote down 5 players because I actually think there are 5 players that deserve credit.
All right, go.
Okay. This is no order, by the way. This was just
Of
written
course.
down naturally. This was Shy,
Yeah.
Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, Luka Doncic, and Bam Adebayo.
Okay. Shy, I don't think I could really give it to him.
Dude, he's scoring an extra like 11 points per game, and he's the leading scorer on a playoff team.
Yeah, but I don't know.
And he's so smooth. Have you seen him with
He's
his
great. No,
little?
he's great. He's amazing. He's
Yeah,
amazing. I like him a lot. But I just don't see him as most improved. Who you said Bam, Bi, Luca. Who was the other one?
Jason Tatum.
Jason Tatum. Nah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
He's
so me and
he's
you have
consistent. He's good, but he's just been consistent. He didn't improve really.
he did improve, but because he took a real step up because last year Kyrie was kind of the
Yeah.
focal point, and I think Jason Tatum
Well,
was.
I think he took a step up in as far as a leader, but not how well he plays.
Well, okay,
I
so
think
he's scoring an extra like he went up from 16 points to 24 points, so he's scoring an extra
yeah,
8 points per game.
you're just going based off stats. I'm like, how did his game improve? His stats
Okay,
improved, but did his game improve? That's
I
my thing.
actually do. I think his game did improve. I think he's taking better shots. Like last year, he was forcing a lot of like I don't have a problem with him taking
Like
mid ranges, but he was taking like contested shots. Now he's better at creating space, taking the right shots, taking it,
yeah,
finishing.
yeah.
I just think the one thing is we both. Who's your pick? I want to hear who's your pick.
No, my two picks were gonna be Bi and Bam, but I give it to Bi.
Okay, so the reason BI is like second or third on my list. The reason BI isn't as high is because those last like 12 games of his last Laker when LeBron was out and he was before the blood clots, he was
Yeah.
like dominating. He was averaging like 30 points. I saw most of what is happening this year already. Like he's become a better shooter and a better finisher this year.
I'll
But
give that. It's true.
I think most of his skills, I think his role on this Pelicans team allowed him to show who
He
he
could have
already
done that.
was. I think he was already that guy and he already had a lot of those skills. I think obviously his 3-point shooting has gotten better. It's gone
I
up like
think his
30.
3-point shooting in his one-on-one game. I mean, yeah,
Yeah.
he did show it last year. I just think that doing it for a whole season solidifies it as opposed to 12 games.
The reason I just think Jason Tatum is above him on this is because Jason Tatum last year, in my opinion, was not that good. I think he was worse than Brandon Ingram. I think there's an argument that he was playing even worse than I'm not gonna say it, but I think he was playing worse than like Kuzma at certain points this season because Kuzma was averaging more points.
You know that Brandon Ingram has better stats than Jason Tatum this year, right?
Yeah, but I think Brandon Ingram's stats were also better last year. So
Okay.
I think Brandon Ingram's a better player. I
Wait,
do.
Brandon Ingram's stats were better last year also? Really?
Yeah, he averaged 18. He averaged 18 points. Like he shot 50%. Like he wasn't that.
Well, I didn't know that. I didn't look at
And
that.
it's because he went on a run at the end of the year where he like basically was averaging.
He was
Like
going
I
like
remember
20,
after the All Star break, he was basically averaging 30.
Yeah.
So he to me he showed this last year. So I don't know how much he's really improved as much as he's sustained this thing. So
And
'cause
then
I remember telling people Brandon Ingram was the most improved player last year. I remember saying like, look, he's awesome. He's great. And like
you just
that's why
couldn't
I didn't think we'd have to give up that much for Anthony Davis because this guy's awesome. The only thing holding him back is the blood clots.
yeah.
Um,
But I see your argument for Luca. Luca's in that weird bubble where he can't be most improved and he can't be MVP.
well, Luca. Okay, so the weird thing for Luca is, well, he could have been MVP if he had like led them to the third seed, I think, third or second seed, and he had
No, I don't think so.
because they fell to the 7th seed. But if he could have had a better seed. Like things went. He got injured for 5 games. Like there was a possibility. Because do you think he's gonna be first team NBA?
No.
No.
Sadly.
Who are your guards in the West?
I mean, I think Russell Westbrook played really well.
Russell Westbrook is close, but I give it to Luka.
It's either it's that. I'd have to. Well, it's West and East. It's not just West.
Yeah, but who in the East can be on the first team NBA?
You're right. I'd have to look. I don't really know. Well, we should do that next time.
Yeah, we'll do that next time. Okay. So, but
I just think he's in that weird bubble where he's in the middle of MVP and MIP.
And Bam went up from he's a first-time All-Star. He's playing great. His team's in the playoffs. My pick. My pick. Yeah, well, but Brian Ingram isn't in the All-Star yet. Not in the All-Star. He isn't in the playoffs yet.
True. No, yeah, but I do agree with Bam. I think Bam does deserve it as well. Like if it's Bam or Bi, I would.
So these 5 players, I think, are like the the reason the reason I'm gonna go with Jason Tatum is just because I think Jason Tatum is the only one that actually became a better player. I think Bam too, but I think Jason Tatum, like Brandon Ingram and Shai, I think both had these abilities last year. They just weren't in the right role to show it. Brandon Ingram or Jason Tatum was still like a second option, but he just wasn't playing as well. His shooting was all weird. He was forcing shots. I think, and I remember like when Kobe died, Jason Tatum started going off.
Well, everybody went off.
Yeah, but Jason Tatum and Damian Lillard were the two guys I remember. Like Damian Lillard ruined the Lakers' homecoming. So, okay, who do you think would be on the All-NBA team, Damian Lillard or Luka Doncic? Who's your?
I think give it to Damian Lillard.
Really?
Yeah.
So would you have Damian Lillard and James Harden?
No, I'd have to think. I really need to look at
We'll go back on that next year or next episode. All right. Next one, defensive player of the year. I only have 2 names written down. How many do you have? I actually have 3 now that I think about it. But
I only have 2. I just have AD and Giannis.
Okay, so those are the 2 guys I have. I think Avery Bradley deserves some consideration because he's been great, and White kind of not, but they should be like on all defensive teams.
They don't have the minutes.
I think that you're right. They should be on all defensive teams though. I think Avery Bradley should be.
They don't have the minutes.
Really, who do you give the first team nod to then, for a guard? Bledsoe?
No.
He's been great defensively actually.
Yeah, I mean I'd have to. You just can't give it to people that don't start really. It's kind of hard.
Avery Bradley starts. Avery Bradley starts.
But he's like a platoon starter.
I guess, but he gets a lot of minutes. He does get a lot of minutes.
Yeah.
But no, so my 2 guys are AD and Giannis. I do think that Giannis, I give it to Giannis.
I think Giannis just gets it just because he's more vital to that team's defense.
I think he even though Brook Lopez is good defensively and Robin Lopez and all these guys, I think the Lakers defense, like they have the defensive anchors with JaVale and Dwight, and they have Avery Bradley, KCP, Danny Green. Like they have all these guys.
I just think Giannis is the cog in the middle.
Yeah, and I think AD, even though AD, I love AD. I'm a Lakers fan. I was pushing like AD for defensive player of the year. Like that was my thing. But yeah. I think I have to give it to Giannis.
Yeah, that's true.
All right, so that one was pretty quick. Giannis has had a great season, one of the best in recent memory.
Coach of the year.
Coach of the year. Okay, I have 4 names written down, but I think I know which one I'm going to pick for number 1.
I have 2, and it's just Nick Nurse and Vogel. That's it.
Okay, so I had Spoelstra and Billy Donovan to add to that.
I see those. I just think you're dealing with – I mean, the Spoelstra did really well. He does have a superstar in Jimmy Butler. Not really a superstar, but a star.
Yeah, he's
Billy Donovan – yeah, but he's not a superstar. And Billy Donovan did really well with that team that nobody thought was going to be anywhere near the playoffs.
I think
but
it's a team.
They're not top 4.
They are, right? They snuck into the top 4, I thought, like last week, like the last week before the season ended.
I give it between Nick Nurse and Vogel because, I mean, dude, Nick Nurse lost Kawhi Leonard, his MVP from last year's, play.
I give it to Nick Nurse. Nick Nurse is Nick Nurse is the guy I wrote first.
And then, Vogel, just because, he had to deal with a lot of new players, and that team meshes so well. I think a big part of it is the coach.
It meshed really well.
LeBron helps a lot because of his leadership, but the coach also has something to do with it.
Yeah, no, so I wrote it. This one I actually did write in order. And I wrote it Nick Nurse, Frank Vogel, Billy Donovan, and Eric Spoelstra. So I do think Frank Vogel or Nick Nurse, because no one gave the Raptors respect going into the season. And even though they have a good team, Nick Nurse, and they've been constantly injured too. That's another thing. They've been like injured. They've been injured like constantly. Like Fred VanVleet missed some games. Kyle Lowry missed some games. It didn't matter. They are like solid in the 3rd or 2nd seed in the East. Yeah. So right now they're 2nd in the East, but they're like Yeah, they're 3 games ahead of Boston, so they're solid in the second seed. So I give it to Nick Nurse, but I think Frank Vogel deserves some credit. A lot of people aren't mentioning Frank Vogel in this conversation, which I think is blasphemous because even though he has a solid team, it's so many personalities and so many different players and just all new players that he had to kind of mesh, and it went amazing. So
Yeah. Wait, you know who somebody? Oh, we'll do that next time. MVP.
MVP, okay, I have 2 names written down, but it's Giannis.
You're saying Giannis over LeBron?
I do say Giannis over LeBron. I love LeBron, and I think LeBron's the best player in the league.
I just think it's I think these last 8 games are going to be a finishing touch to see who gets it.
Yeah, I think it's gonna. These last 8 games could swing it. Like if LeBron goes 8-0 and Giannis goes 4-4 or something, it could swing it because they're not.
If the Lakers take the ball from LeBron and give it more to AD, it hurts LeBron.
It does, but also remember the last like couple games before the break. Those were like that's where like initially people were like, oh, Giannis is gonna win. What's the word? When's disputed? What's the word? What did Steph Curry win? What's it called?
Unanimous.
Unanimous. Everyone said Giannis was going to win unanimous MVP, and then LeBron started kind of inching back towards the comeback, and he beat Giannis, and he beat the Clippers, and he was averaging 30 since the All-Star break, and he's having an amazing season. So I think he's a close runner-up, and I do think that he can swing it in Orlando, but as of right now, I have to give it to Giannis. But like it's close. It is close.
I think it's really close.
I think it's the closest award on here.
Yeah, no, 100%. I think Giannis just gets it because he doesn't have an AD.
Yeah, that's also true. Also, so that's pretty much the end of the video. I wanted to ask you one more thing. I saw this on Twitter yesterday. I wanted to get your opinion on it. There was an argument on Twitter on who was the better player between Chris Middleton and Brandon Ingram.
Right now?
Right now.
That's a tough one. I give it to Chris Middleton just because he uses his ability a lot more, but Brandon Ingram has a bigger game.
Brandon Ingram, so see, the thing is a lot of people don't understand. People are like, oh, Brandon Ingram isn't shooting as well or whatever. People don't understand how much of a playmaker Brandon Ingram is.
And I think he's still learning how to use his abilities. Like, he can drive past people easily.
Yeah. He can, and when people like double team him, he can make the pass.
Yeah, he can post up mid-range. He could post up down low. He could drive past people and he can shoot from anywhere. Chris Middleton doesn't have that post-up ability, and he doesn't have the same ability to drive past people. But currently, Chris Middleton is the better player.
It's hard because I think I would say Chris Middleton's the better scorer, even though Brandon Ingram scores more. But as like the overall player, it's really hard for me to say Chris Middleton just because Brandon Ingram has so much to offer.
Yeah.
But
I would say right now because Brandon Ingram doesn't know how to use himself yet.
Yeah. But I do think if you ask me which one I'd rather have on like Lakers or the Bucks, I would say Chris Middleton just because he complements. He's a better like second player. You know what I mean? Like I would rather have that guy like complimenting my star player. Because Brandon Ingram has the potential to be a LeBron or a Giannis on a team. You know what I mean? Like he's going to be the guy. He's not going to be the guy complimenting the guy.
Yeah, he's going to be your number one.
That's why he's not as good at it. Like Giannis and LeBron wouldn't complement each other well at all. They would have so much talent that they might win a championship, but they won't complement.
Yeah, you're right.
All right. All right, everyone. That's it. Hope you enjoyed. We tried to keep it short. I don't know. We probably ran a little long. I didn't really keep a timer. Maybe next time we'll do that.
We put it by 20 minutes.
We went an hour?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I'm sorry, guys.
We'll cut it another 20 next time.
We'll cut it short next time. We'll do better. We'll do better.
Yeah.
All right. Well, do you have anything else to add, Rudy, or is that it?
I think we're good. We said a lot, and we'll save some for the next one.
All right. Well, that's it.